On December 13th, members from the Montgomery County Council were invited to meet with students at the Montgomery County Student Government Association's General Assembly, held at Richard Montgomery High School in Rockville. This joint meeting of the Montgomery County Regional and Montgomery County Junior Councils allowed both high school and middle school students to meet the council members, learn about student government, and advocate for issues important to them.
We fund the school system, over $2.5 billion, and my job as taking care of taxpayer money is to make sure that money is spent responsibly. So we want to hear from the students that are impacted most directly by that funding.
Our organizations are looking at voter registration, and we're also looking at pedestrian safety, which is what we'll be talking with the county council members about as well. And we want to make sure that people outside of this organization are able to engage with their elected officials.
Students need to have a voice in their own county, and I think that's so important to learn legislative skills early and be able to pass a motion because it's so important in college and in the rest of your life.
I get to hear perspectives from people all over the county, both middle school and high school, talking about different things. Last year it was about some recent suicides and mental health. This year I think it's going to be pedestrian safety.
The morning also included food and entertainment, and plenty of time to talk and listen.
With all levels of the county, from organizing
For you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Will Juando presented certificates of recognition to current SGA presidents, followed by a Q&A.
What advice do you have for the young folks in the room today that are interested in community advocacy?
That's a great question. And as I just told you, community is what got me involved in politics. Get yourselves together, much like you are now, and figure out what issues you want to tackle.
Now, don't be shy about the conflict. When we have conflict in politics, it's because we're making a change. If there's no friction, then there's nothing happening. Nothing is going to be different because nothing changes without a friction.
I think the biggest challenge we have in MCPS now is in our 162,000 plus system is making sure that every student in every school, the over 200 schools, has access to high quality, differentiated instruction, and where every teacher believes they can learn and that there's equity in the school system. I think that's our biggest challenge. The opportunity and achievement gap is our biggest challenge right now.
Okay, what do you think is the most pressing matter for students, and what do you think we should do to change it?
Most pressing matter for students, I'll be real quick. We talked about the achievement gap. I think just making sure that our kids in school have access to high quality work-based learning opportunities. I'll talk about high school. I think this is a big need. 25% of our graduates from high school walk across the stage, get their diploma, don't go to college, don't have a job. Those are the graduates. Then we have about 8,000 to 10,000 disconnected youth who are dropping out that we're losing. And I think there's a big need to make sure that we expose our students to out-of-school time activities, after school, wraparound services, but also internship opportunities so they can see how their school is connected to their future careers.
Breakout sessions allowed students to voice their concerns. The meeting ended with SGA news, updates, and reports, and teens and their legislators looking toward the future.
Transportation is always a really important issue for our youth. So many of them take ride-on or Metro bus to get to school, and they don't even take MCPS public buses. So many of them walk to school.
The ID cards and the buses need to be improved on. And something else is the biking way, the sidewalks in Clarksburg needs to be better used on.
There's actually a big lack of infrastructure in terms of public transportation in the Up County. The bus doesn't really travel to all parts of Clarksburg that are of interest. Holly Wells was just recently constructed, and there's still no means of students without individual transportation to get to Holly Wells. This doubles for places in Damascus. It's even worse up there.
Well, I'm hoping the students are going to push hard, and I bet you in this budget, if we work together, we can expand Kids Ride Free and open up that bus system ever more for our young people.